Award season is upon us, and with the recent announcement of the Academy Award nominations, Lily Gladstone continues to make history. Lily plays Molly Burkhart in Killers of the Flower Moon.
And she recently became the first Native American actor to win a Golden Globe, and now the first to be nominated for an Oscar. Kristen and I chatted with Lily on her history-making moment.
Lily, we're so excited you're here, and congratulations. Yeah. I mean, a Golden Globe win, an Oscar nomination. What has this time been like for you?
Oh, it's been wild. I mean, a little earlier this morning, I asked the same question. I had to remember the movie Inside Out, where all the little feelings are coexisting together, and sometimes one is louder than the others. But yeah, they're having a party. They're going nuts in there.
Killers of the Flower Moon came out October 20th. When I look at your Instagram from that day, you're on the picket line in the rain holding a sign for the strike. What was that like that you have this movie that's come out that now you're nominated for an Oscar for, but you did like no press leading up to it?
I mean, the silver lining of the doing no press is that Apple wonderfully brought Osage voices to the carpet in our stead, who got to speak about the film first, and I kind of hope that's a new precedent. As far as taking to the picket line, I mean, I'd been wanting to the whole time. I don't live in LA or New York, so I was like really wanting to get on a picket line, and I happened to be in New York for other things, so I was able to do it that day, and it felt very fateful. It's like, oh, okay, that's perfect. The day that I have a studio film opening, I'm going to do this. You know, my dad's union, my mom's union. My mom's a teacher, my dad's a Boilermaker rigger, you know, local 104 in Seattle. So I was raised a union kid, and it was incredibly important to me. I'm so proud that in a profession where I get to do what I really love, I'm also supported by a union that takes care of us, and it just felt like the absolute perfect timing to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I also recognized it might be one of the last times I would be able to just show up somewhere and have that moment. So it was wild, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And I welcomed the rain too. It was.
You seem to be having a great time. You're dancing away.
You have to. And I mean, that was the great thing too, is all the Teamsters that were driving down Times Square. You know, you had trucks, you know, plumbing trucks, grocery delivery. They were honking with us because
that's great.
Yeah.
That union solidarity is strong, and it crosses boundaries and crosses borders into each other's professions.
Well, and Lily, you've been creating a lot of firsts throughout this with the Golden Globe win, your Oscar nomination. I know you don't necessarily want to be the first. You wish probably that there was more Indigenous representation on the screen.
Yeah,
but
you read my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's wonderful to be a part of that. But where do you hope to see all of this go forward?
I had a conversation with my really good friend Sterling Harjo, who's the creator of Reservation Dogs. We got to see each other in LA last week and then hang out in Oklahoma last weekend. But he and I were visiting about that because he's kind of been in that position too, with the success that Reservation Dogs has had. And if you haven't watched it, please go watch that show. Sterling put it best. He said, you know, where we're at, you know, kind of this auntie-uncle status for a lot of Indian country. We've kicked the door open, but it's kind of our responsibility now to not run through it, because then it'll close behind us. So we kicked it open, and now we just kind of have to be. You know, we have to stand here and hold it open so that everybody else can run through. And that's what it feels like. You know, this nomination is overdue, and I stand on the shoulders of so many Native actors, Canadian Native actors, Native American actors, Indigenous actors worldwide. Like, I remember what it felt like for me as a senior in high school when Keisha Castle-Hughes was nominated for Best Actress that year. That was a film that kind of just blew my mind, what was possible for Indigenous representation, particularly for women on screen. That story was everything for me. It's amazing to be at this point in time where I can see other little young kids, young girls, young Native folks who have those aspirations, and then also see this moment where our elders who grew up watching these movies that we were excluded from, you know, there were no leading ladies, there were no Native leading ladies in the golden age of cinema, but this film kind of fits in that pocket, and it feels restorative for our elder generation to see that representation too at this point. But may there be many more.
Many more,
sure.
Holding the door open.
I'm glad you mentioned your time in high school. It sounds like your friends from high school are now coming together again, the whole drama department, to watch you at the Oscars. Is that right? Is there a party in the works here?
They have scheduled a watch party in our old high school theater.
That's
And I
amazing.
wish, if I wasn't at the Oscars, I would so be there.
Oh, I bet you would.
Well, you were voted,
we're
most
the
likely
funnest
to
group
win
of
an
people ever.
Oscar in high school. Is that your senior superlative?
It was, yeah.
That's
yeah.
wild.
I think that was, I remember back then that felt like the win. I'm like, oh, you guys, maybe I'll hope for an Independent Spirit Award because that awards body has nominated Indigenous actors a lot. So I had that in my head. But yeah, that was,
this is big.
I'm happy that they scheduled this watch party long before the announcement on Tuesday. So I'm glad that I didn't disappoint.
Oh, they were ready. They knew.
Yes,
They knew it
they've
was
known
coming.
a long time.
Well, Lily, thank you so much for taking
Yes.
time with us this morning. Congratulations on everything and an incredible
Thank you.
performance.
Thank you so much.
It was so fun to talk to her.
It really was.
Yeah, you can watch Lily in Killers of the Flower Moon. It is available on Apple TV+.
And starting today, it will be in select theaters as well. And Lily, good luck to
Yes.
you.